Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a ZVT here on Fighting Spirit between InControl and drewbie. It's going to be, again, a ZVT here. It's going to be America versus Canada. Top right-hand corner, it is the red Zerg player InControl. He's an American. He passed away last year. It's very tragic. And I want to remember him by casting a few of his games here in 2020 and 2019. And on the bottom left, it is the white Terran player drewbie, the Canadian Terran, who has his own Wikipedia page. Really fun guy. Played a lot of StarCraft 2 as well. So just consistently excellent player for years and years. Currently teamless. Actually kind of retired from Root Gaming back in 2012, apparently. So when it says he's currently teamless, it means he hasn't been in part of the StarCraft for a while. But interested to see what he can do here against InControl. Not an elite, like, super top Zerg player of all time. He's not Jaedong level, but come on, not many players are, but he's very good. And I really like watching him play. He's good with Mutalisks. He likes them a lot for sure in this matchup, especially against Protoss as well. And we'll see what he can do for us here today on Fighting Spirit drewbie. I actually cast him on the game earlier. If you search drewbie and Brood War on Google, one of the first results is a drewbie versus Strelok game that I cast. I don't remember doing that, to be honest. It was a while ago. So just goes to show, drewbie's been on the channel before. He acquitted himself quite nicely. And it looks like about a 12 hatch here from InControl. There it is. So we got the 12 supply, the 300 minerals, ka-chunk. That's the sound that hatcheries make when they are created, is ka-chunk, when they start coming down. Barracks in home from drewbie. Somebody asked the other day, Falcon, how come in StarCraft 2 players are maxed out at 11 minutes and at 11 minutes in Brood War, they have like 80 or 90 supply? It's because you start out with 12 workers in StarCraft 2. That's it. That's the only difference, I think. And sure, your workers are automatically rallied to your minerals for each of your bases in StarCraft 2, but I think at the highest level it doesn't matter, right? I think these players are very capable of putting workers on minerals instantly, pretty much as fast as an automated system would do. Is he trying to get, there we go, trying to get some gas after the pool there. So this tells me he's not going to go for any early aggression with speedlings. He's going to have them for defense. He's going to try to get a third base up here pretty fast, which makes a lot of sense considering the fact that it looks like drewbie's going for an expansion himself. Although, where's this SCV going? What? drewbie, what are you up to? What are your shenanigans? He's getting kind of, well, he jukes the drone. He was getting followed by the drone for a minute there, but not anymore. Now he's coming down to expand. Okay. Very strange indeed. This SCV gets through the wall of drones by mineral walking through them. And, sniped by the drone that was waiting for him. InControl. What a play. What game sense. Now it's time to get everyone to work. And be a happy 2-basing Zerg versus a 1-basing Terran for the time being. drewbie is working on his factory. We get factory barracks? No. All right. We're going to see a bit of a bio opening here, which again is fine. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. That's the SCV really wants to scout and see the lair timing. But, oh, nicely done. Good moves. He gets in, sees there's not a lair. Although, look at these drones. They're not going to work at all, huh? All right. Maybe part of it is that the workers automatically rally to the minerals instead of having to manually drop them over there, because things get crazy. And if you have to worry about manually sending your workers over to minerals as soon as they pop, it's one more thing to worry about in a very complex, very stressful game. So, I don't know. So far, so good, I gotta say. Nothing too crazy is happening. There's your lair timing and your second gas from InControl. drewbie is continuing that marine production. Is he getting an academy? Of course he's getting an academy. Either for medics or for firebats, whatever you're into. This SCV scout has been really nice. But the thing is, as he scouted, I don't know if he knows about this lair is the problem. And your spire's coming up here too. So the SCV, I don't think has been allowed to come down to the natural base at all. So whether or not he's aware of mutas, I don't think that really matters. I mean, you're going to want to make turrets anyway, just in case. Muta openings are very popular in ZVT. So even if you don't know there's a spire, it just makes a lot of sense to get an engineering bay like this. And start your turrets at about... What timing do you want here? About 7 minutes? 6.5 to be safe. Let's see what it is here for drewbie when he starts those turrets exactly. Because he's going to try to nail that. So Zergling's trying to be annoying. Trying to maybe jump on this bio before it gets too big. And before it gets medics. So, oh, the jumping in from an angle here. The Marines don't want anything to do with this. There is a medic now. It's going to help a little bit, but the reinforcing Marines are going to help more. And the Lings are going to get cleared out, but several Marines die there. The Marine ball is not as big as it should be, or as he wants it to be at all. So there's your Spire. Well, it didn't take as long to build as I thought it would. Man, when you're waiting for it, it lasts forever. So there's 6 Mutalisks, starting at about 6 minutes. So in that case, yeah, 6 minutes is when you want to be starting your missile turrets here. That guy's in position to do so, I feel like. Or he's just stuck behind the mineral line. It's one of the two things. But you want to make them now. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I see it. There it is. Okay, so 2 turrets at the natural base. Probably one at the main base, if I had to guess. Not really, huh? All right, that's fine. Drone taking a 3rd base behind all of these shenanigans. drewbie could probably shut down that 3rd if he wanted. I'm going to kill this over. You're coming. Is he really just trying to kill that Overlord? He's got it with the turret. I don't know that he had to pull his whole army back here, but maybe he knew the mutas were coming and said, yeah, let's make sure we have bio at home to deal with this. This is more than just 4 or 5 Mutalisks. This is 6 Mutalisks. No more are on the way. So this is not any kind of a mass Mutalisk play out of InControl. Instead, he's working on Lurker aspect pretty early here, too. So the Muta's just killing what they can, trying to take down medics, trying to take down SCVs, trying to keep them from getting, you know, hit directly. Oh, hold on. Bad rally by that Mutalisk. Oh, that one, too. Could have 8 here, but only has 6 instead. As a result to the rallying and the grouping up of the rest of those Mutalisks. I mean, not technically a rally per se, but just trying to group them with them and follow where the rest of the flock is, because that is what you call a group of Mutalisks, is a flock. Hydralisks coming in, Lurker aspect again on the way, which is a huge deal. And so far, I think drewbie's in a pretty good spot. I gotta say, he is really acquitting himself pretty well here. Anyway, I mean, according to Wikipedia, as I'm reading here, he did play Brood War for 8 years, according to them. Well, that's not bad, man. 8 years of Brood War playing at a pretty high competitive level is not too shabby. It's going to be really hard for InControl to take him down. Bio groups getting pretty big. Additional barracks under construction. Oh, actually a factory right now. And +1 attack coming in for the Marines to add to their no upgrades they have at the moment. Mutas continue to try to get in here, but the turret count is a little bit nuts. Like, if you come back here, it's hard to get out, is the trick. That's a lot of bile. They stim over to the mutas. Nice juke back there from drewbie. He faked like he was just going, and then he doubled back. Got some damage done on those mutas. Didn't kill any of them, but hey, any damage is good damage. Lurker's coming down to murder you, though. This is getting a little bit dicey. Free Overlord. Supply blocks InControl. And drewbie pushing up north continually here. Lurker's taking a roundabout way to try to get up here to the front door. And Lurker Mutalisk on these bunkers is not going to go well, but there's almost nothing defending for InControl back home. He has 1 Lurker, a couple Sunkens. Is he? Oh, he's checking for a 3rd, but here comes InControl. The Lurker group is humongous. The bunker goes down. The scans are not really happening. There you go. There's the 2nd scan. The 2nd bunker does go down. The bio not going to be enough. Lurkers in direct, right on top of your SCPs is what we're doing right now. Goodbye, everybody. My gosh, 5-kill Lurker and a 7-kill Lurker right now. He's like, I can't see where your 3rd base is. I can't use scans because I need them to kill these Lurkers. He finally takes them down, but that hurts. That is a lot of dead stuff there. That said, 30 SCVs for drewbie and only 23 drones for InControl. So the attack did not do as much damage, I don't think, as InControl wanted it to. He never found this base. If he had found this base, it'd be dead. That is all that's keeping InControl alive right now, is the fact that this base down in the bottom right did not get scouted because there were no lurkers here. There are lurkers now, yes. 2 lurkers, in fact, at the top of that ramp, and that will shut down this bio without question. But for a long while there, drewbie never knew about this. He's like, are you 2-basing it? No, he's not 2-basing it. He'd have a bigger army if that was the case. Oh, bad. Lurkers, maybe don't just wander out that way. That's better. Burrowing up, setting up in siege positions. 3rd base really needs to happen for drewbie, like, now, though. He's got a starport. Getting additional turrets. He's really trying to solidify his position right now, which I don't know. I really don't know about this. I guess if he's assuming that InControl's on 2 bases, then sure. It makes sense to solidify your position on 2 bases, but, well, surprise! Surprise, there is, well, there's a base in the bottom right. Hive's done for InControl, but I don't see a defiler mount coming up quite yet. Is another overlord that's going to die to a missile turret? Nope, very smartly stops. And now we have tanks. Okay, so now we can get up this ramp. And there's really no reinforcements down here at all either. There's no way to reinforce. There's no Nidus Canal. There's really nothing but a single Hydralisk and a couple Scourge. So you set up the tanks. Oh, maybe you just walk up. Okay, that works. Maybe you don't bring the bio in until they're already dead. Okay, well, casualties. Acceptable casualties there, and then stimming on in. And this base is in trouble right now. This drone is going to try to hide and be like, well, after everything's dead, I'll maybe try to rebuild this hatchery. Because as it stands, InControl has nothing to defend this at all right now. Yeah, so sunken down. A lurker doesn't even burrow. Like, doesn't even bother with it. Hatchery down. Queen's Nest is going to die, which is not as big of a problem because we already have a Defiler Mound and a Greater Spire coming in from InControl. Because, again, apparently, Greater Spire is all the rage in some of these ZVTs. It just feels like you make the Guardians, like right here, right? You attack some stuff, and then they all die. That has been my experience with Guardians. They really haven't survived long enough to make themselves really useful. Unfortunately. So taking a 3rd base now is InControl. I really feel like drewbie should have been expanding behind this. You're going to wipe out an enemy base. Expanding behind it is a huge, huge deal. Science Vessel out. But are there Scourge? There were Scourge. He might have killed a Science Vessel when I wasn't paying attention, but that's fine. Yeah, I think he wants to make these into Guardians. He doesn't have a Radiate yet, so the Science Vessel just has to flee. Maybe those are the Scourge that I saw earlier. Yeah, he wants to Guardian these. This is the position you set up if you want to Guardian these things at the natural base. The problem is, Irradiate's done. And Guardians are not great at splitting. They're very slow, and irradiating one of them is enough to kill a couple of them, usually. Is that... Wow, Wraith Cloaking coming in from drewbie. Woo! What a weird upgrade to get at this stage. So these guys are trapped. They're not actually going to kill this drone that's hiding in the corner. Remember what I said about that drone coming back to rebuild when all is said and done? And there are the Guardians. And here is Defiler, or Defile, rather, coming in. On the Defiler. Plague, rather. It'd be funny if it was called Defile. It would make sense in a lot of ways, but here come Los Guardianos. And again, let's count how long. They started at 14 minutes. They love drifting into range of static defense. They don't have to be in range of static defense to hit it. They like drifting into range. It's why Guardians are bad in a lot of ways. drewbie decides it's time to head up. He's like, you know what? Whatever. Guardians are doing stuff. Dark Swarm's murdering my front door. I have a couple... See, look. This is talking about the Wraiths. Wraiths exist. And suddenly the Guardians are all dead. Marines pushing up. There is no lurker presence here whatsoever. Good Dark Swarm presence, though. That's not bad stuff. And the Guardians are dead at 14 minutes and 43 seconds. Yep. That's about right. Less than a minute survival on those Guardians. Makes perfect sense. However, yeah, this is a big problem. We got lurkers. We got Hydras. Just right here in the middle. of drewbie's main base. Going after production, taking down missile turrets. Trying to set up with tanks. Here is drewbie. Did he cancel that base? He must have killed the 12 o'clock as well. Dang, drewbie. What a great position you're in right now. The Wraiths are killing lurkers. I mean, not very fast, but they're doing it. So drewbie's on 1 base and 30 SCVs, but InControl's on 2 bases and 23 drones, and that's real bad. The Defilers are getting sniped by the Wraiths. Again, not great damage output versus the ground, but they'll get the job done eventually. This is crazy. He's making 2 more Wraiths here. Does he have a scan available? I'm assuming now he does. Now he does. All right, well, play goes down on the bio. Lings and lurkers coming out and trying to jump on top of this. They're actually going after the tanks. Oh, which unsiege, and a handful of lings chase this all away. There you go. That's what I was expecting to see, but a follow-up play comes in. The Defiler escapes to under the Dark Swarm. Oh, did he have to use a scan up here? I don't know. It really seems like it. That lurker has not been hit by anything. What a loco game this is. This is crazy right now. I mean, InControl has kind of snuck a 3rd base at the 3 o'clock now. The 3rd attempt he has tried to expand there. And if that gets killed, he's in a lot of trouble, I feel like. Because, again, a 2-basing Zerg is not going to do very well against a 1-basing Terran or a 2-basing Terran, all things considered. New science vessel out. No need to use scans on detection anymore. Lower this command center and get to work, drewbie. Come on. Oh, he's getting the base on the right side, too. Yeah, this game crazy. I like it. Anytime that we're on a 2-base to 1-base scenario at 16 minutes at a high level, it means crazy stuff has happened. Or it means they're lower level players too. Yeah, so SCV's coming in. We're fine. There's 29 of us. We've had 30 for a while now. And InControl on 2 bases. What's he going to do? The mass Wraith play is nuts. There are, okay, 3 Hydralisks on the ground right now from InControl. I feel like if these, well, maybe they're doing it. If these Wraiths go on an Overlord hunting spree, I think InControl is in a huge amount of trouble. But this Ling Lurker stuff coming across with a couple Defilers, couple Hydralisks. It's going to get scouted by drewbie's army here. He sees it. Oh, double Dark Swarm comes up. A bit of a panic Dark Swarm there. Wraiths are... Oh, they're going to go after the drones here, too, but not where there's a Spore. Maybe not where there's a Spore here, too. Very nicely set up by InControl. Makes it so the Wraiths don't have an easy time killing his guys, at least. But continuing the attack. InControl heading down to the south. Wraiths killing some of the drones. Again, very few drones here for InControl. He's at 19. Losing any more is going to be extremely bad for him. Hydra's coming over with a Sloverlord to provide detection. Oh, no. Sloverlord's not going to get there in a lot of time, but it is now in range. Okay, so now the Hydras can't see the race, and they need to get out of there. I'm not sure that they are, though. Dark Swarm Lurker really causing problems for this Bio Army. And the Hydras, again, once they're detected, they're done. Another great Dark Swarm moving over with the Lurkers. This natural base in a ton of trouble once again here. The Wraiths are trying to kill these guys, but you can't. Dark Swarm protects them. Lift the command center. You don't want to be losing it here, drewbie. Come on, you Canadian. You can do it. Nope. Lets the Lurkers kill it. Very unfortunate. For sure. Does try to build a base along the left side. He has about 1,000 minerals, which is nice. Marines pushing the frontier again. It's really just mass Hydralisk right now, which isn't going to trade very well versus these 1-1 Marines with medic support. Like, at all. At least until Plague comes in, and then suddenly you're in a lot of trouble. This Plague stuff from InControl has been pretty fantastic. The Lurkers just running their spines right through the Marines' bodies there. And the Lurkers get wiped out by the Wraiths again, eventually. Zergling going after that refinery quite effectively, I would say. Sneaking this base is really important for drewbie because InControl still does not have a 3rd. That said, he's being pretty cost efficient with the lurkers and the hydras, and especially the defilers. Ow. Why? Why, drewbie? No. Drewbie, what's happening? Drewbie. Okay, drewbie decided to walk through a lurker. Not even a trap. That was just lurkers. The Wraith trying to help, but again, the ground attack is embarrassingly low at 8 damage per shot on a slow attack rate. Oh, Firebat's getting in the mix here, trying to help out a little bit, but fairly well instantly dying. Science Vessel gets sniped there too. What an absolute scrap fest this match is. Again, the Hydras are going to trade poorly versus the Marines unless they're plagued. The Lurkers will trade extremely well versus the Marines in any situation, but especially if the Marines are plagued. InControl sending additional Hydras down. Doesn't seem to be really mining out is the thing. He is, though. I mean, several of these patches only have about 100 minerals remaining, which is not much. Scourge took down another Science Vessel, which if you're going to win this game and you're in control, you got to be killing them Science Vessels. I'm just going to say it. Hey, look, free Science Vessel. Drewbie's attention is not going super well. Hey, guys. You're all in Dark Swarm. Nothing's going to die. Although the Defiler did just consume a Hydralisk, which is hilarious. Medics, get in the Dark Swarm. Yeah. Oh, never mind. We're running, I guess. Why would you turn around? What are you doing? Oh, look who found this base, though. 5 Hydralisks with 1-1. Dude, Drewbie's in all of the trouble in the known universe right now. He is. He's going to lose that command center. But the thing is, InControl's not taking a third. I cannot stress enough how much he's not taking a third base right now. I think Drewbie needs to win this engagement, and pretty handily, but he's not because Darkstorm and Lurkers are here. Once again, the Wraith's doing all within their power to kill these Hydralisks. The Lurkers are the big problem right now, though. Nice. Irradiate. Okay, so he does irradiate the Defiler. It casts one final Dark Swarm before it just expires there on the ground. It's got his natural base. It's an evacuation. It's a full evacuation. Scourge coming in. Another Science Vessel down. This one has 11 HP. Probably going to die if I had to guess. Hydra versus Wraith is not even a fair fight. That Scourge is really testing its limits there. Dude, Drewbie's going to lose his command center here at the natural. He has another one, which is nice. And InControl is taking a third at the right side. Nice snipe on that Science Vessel. InControl might just have this game won solely because he's keeping Drewbie to one base right now. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how Drewbie gets out of this situation. This is a lot of Hydra Lurker. You can irradiate the Lurkers, which means the Hydras are easier to deal with. Don't let the Scourge... He let the Scourge through! This is why this is not Flash, is for that reason. Okay, well... I think that's it. I think InControl has just completely taken control of this game. This Lurker on the low ground, Drewbie's inability to take his own natural base today. Irradiate is an issue for these Hydras. He does kill his own Hydralisk to make it so he can actually do something. So he doesn't die to the Irradiate. And I don't see it. I do not see how Drewbie gets out of the situation. I really don't. He has a handful of Marines and a few Science Vessels. InControl's got a third base. He's still at 27 drones. He still has income at his natural base. His main base even has a couple mineral patches available, and I guess drewbie does as well, but it's very low. Yeah. So, oh my, how? Did the Hydras just leave? Was he like, you know what, it's fine. drewbie can have a natural base if he wants. I'm not super worried about it. He's making more Defilers. Again, it's a 2-basing Terran versus a 3-basing Zerg at 25 minutes. How nonstop bloodbath has been this match. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this one. Good heavens to Betsy. Zergling hippity-hopping around, trying to make sure that there aren't any ninja expands from drewbie he's unaware of. What are the science vessels doing? They're running from Scourge is what they're doing right now. See those Scourge? They're coming for it. Nice. Good irradiate. I mean, they'd rather be irradiating Lurkers and Hydras, but killing Scourge so they don't die is a good use of energy, too. It's on the list of good ways to use your energy. drewbie, fighting hard. Is that his last command center? No, he landed his last command center inside that third, which he's making a major transfer over to. Dude, InControl had this thing. If he shuts down this natural base, he wins this game. I don't know what he's doing. The Hydras are at 1-1. The Lings are at 1-0 with no attack upgrades. As the Zerg music echoes in our ears and in our hearts. Again, the Hydra is not going to trade super well until Dark Swarm or Plague come in. The Ling's not going to do super well there either, at least until Dark Swarm once again. Bunch of bio dying, InControl chasing this army back. Nice target firing on the Science Vessel once more. Defensive Matrix on a Marine, though. That's going to help against these Lings quite a bit. I feel like there's a Plague. No, just another Dark Swarm. So another... Oh, that Science Vessel could have taken down. The Scourge got a little bit cautious there. Nice target firing. drewbie doing this with a handful of bio. And the Science Vessels get left behind. No, drewbie, you need those to live. Coming up the ramp, I don't necessarily agree with, though. Got more Lings running into the natural base, getting wiped out by reinforcing Marines here. And InControl taking a 4th base at the 12 o'clock position. $67 to $57 total supply here at the 28-minute mark of this game. We are not anywhere near close to 100 supply for either of these players right now, and it's just testament to how much damage they've done to each other. Lings pretty much go down for nothing. There is not a Defiler with this army, but there are about 4 Lurkers, and as a result, this is going to be a bad time for drewbie. Does he have detection? I don't think he has detection here. Finally scanning in. Lurker's forced to retreat there. Not much HP left on that one. Firebat's in the mix. Doing all right in this position. So we've had Guardians and Firebats in this game. This is pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. I'm not sure if drewbie was intending just to win this game entirely in the back of the bio, or if he's trying to get some tanks out, but he has not had many tanks today at all. Not at least for the last 10 minutes or so. Got a major transfer up to that 3rd base again. The 4th base pretty happily humming for InControl, and we're finally moving into what seems to be a pretty standard macro-style game. It's even on supply, which is not good for the Zerg all that much. I mean, okay, it's not bad. He's pretty cost-efficient, especially if he has Defilers, which he does. Like a big Plague on this group, and then you jump in with the Lurkers. Ooh, a tank's out, though. Okay, does he have more Science Vessels? He is making one, but it's a ways out. Maybe trying to dropship his way in here. He's trying to... Nope. Poor choice. Poor choice by drewbie. He tried to run past the Lurkers, but there was more Zerg army there. Dark Swarm on all of your stuff here from drewbie. Tank down. Bunkers in an immense amount of trouble here. Yeah, bunker down, Marines down, the natural base is effectively toast. The good news for drewbie is the third base is still alive. Zerglings trying to come up here to deal with this third base. Defiler a little bit late to the party. A Dark Swarm there. Can he not reach it? Where are you going, Defiler? Dark Swarm before all the lings die. There it is. Okay, so now one Zergling can attack this bunker without actually taking damage, which is hilarious. This natural base is toast. drewbie. This is it, man. I know I said it before, but this really looks like it's it. A 67 to 48 total supply. Bunker trying to hold against these Hydras. Nice irradiate in the midst there. Oh, he plagues the SCVs. He plagues the SCVs. SCVs in there trying to deal with these Hydras, and you know what? They do melee, and the Hydras do ranged attacks, so they're actually protected. At least until it wears off, and there we go. Okay, now Lurkers are coming in with Dark Swarm. All right, well, this is just the worst possible day for drewbie right now. He's having a bad time. A bunch of these SCVs are down to the lowest of HP. There's a lurker they're running through to try to get home. Never mind, there is no home. Where are they going? They're just running. They're just running for it. And that income for drewbie drops to 0. He's got nothing. 384 minerals, 17 gas. Not enough money to build another command center, but he's floating this one up. Man, what a scrap fest. This might be the epitome of scrap fest. I don't know that I've cast... I don't know that I've cast a scrappier game on this channel. It's been bonkers. And again, poor drewbie really just trying to make Bio Firebat work here with science vessels, but never really got up to the number of science vessels he needed. The Dark Swarm here by InControl and the Plague has just been disgustingly good. Gonna land the command center here, defend it with his army. The Hydras need to be dealt with before this place is secured. They continue to murder medevacs, or medics rather. And Science Vessel does manage to escape with all of 85 energy to his name. Alright, so if we can defend this base, it is still a 2-basing Zerg to a 1-basing Terran. It's still 30 to 6 workers, which is probably unsurmountably hard to deal with. Here we go. InControl coming in with his 1-1 Hydro Lurkers. Another fantastic plague from him. Lurkers trying to burrow in, but decent target firing there, actually. Tank defending Firebats and Marines running into their deaths because they're plagued. Most of them are. Single tank remaining. That's it. We're done. 16 total supply for drewbie. I have no idea where his army is right now. For some reason, InControl pulls back. And that's your lull. Good game. drewbie's out. InControl wins it in 33 minutes and 37 seconds. Yeah, I don't know if anybody even got close to 100 supply in this game. I don't. I was looking at it. It didn't seem like anybody was even close. InControl at 80 supply might be the best anybody ever got, which is hilarious. And the length of time he was on 2 bases, too. But he kept scrapping it out and using defilers to incredibly good effect. The science vessels were getting sniped by Scourge too. drewbie couldn't keep them alive long enough. It would have been different if there were like 10 science vessels cruising around, irradiating Hydras and irradiating defilers all over the place, making sure Lurkers couldn't get anything done, and then a huge bunch of bio behind it because the science vessels were doing their job. And it's possible. It's possible to do this, but it's hard to pull off, as drewbie exhibited today. 171,000 points for InControl, 142 for drewbie. 143 Zerg units produced, 327 for drewbie. Ended up losing about the same, but the production is what matters. There for InControl. Gas mined way more for InControl, but that is by design. More minerals mined for him too, just additional bases at the end, and then total spent about 11,000 more. And it makes sense. That's what you want. Hoorah! All right, well that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.